Hello, folks, and welcome back to the series on trigonometry. And I should say, we are just warming up. There's an introduction into the nice more things that are about to come in this world of trigonometry. One of my passions, actually, in maths education. I enjoy this uh, uh, talk really a lot more than any other aspect. Trigonometry is my favorite, yes. Now, I've spoken about these ratios in the previous video, and I said we can write any of this, and they will all depend on theta. And I introduced you to the three trigonometric ratios, that is the sine, and I said we will use it as sine. Now, mean we should use shorthand called sine as in, and I said to you, the ratios depend on theta. Okay, remember what I said? Now, in any right angle triangle, very important to note, I'm saying in any right angle triangle, the sine of theta, again, pay attention to the language I'm using. The sine of theta is opposite over hypotenuse. That's it. The cosine of theta will be adjacent, okay, ADJ over hypotenuse. And the tan of theta will be opposite over adjacent. Okay? These are the standard definitions of the Trig ratio based on the little experiment that we had on similar triangles. I want you guys to try and internalize this. And really the way to internalize things in mathematics is through practice. The reason your teacher gives you a lot of problems is not that they hate you. They actually want the concept to be internalized. They want it to be part of your nature because you don't want to keep on referring to notes as we move into new concepts of mathematics. So to internalize this, I'd like for you to try a few problems so that you can know that, given any right angle triangle, even if I give you a triangle upside down like this, and I tell you that that thing is my right angle and that's my theta, you should be able to tell me between ABC, which ratio, which two sides, the ratio of which two sides will give me sine theta. So I'm going to give you a whole lot of that so that you can actually internalize this thing, have it as part of your nature. And maybe I'll leave you with this nice clue that I remember as well. That's how I was taught in high school. I was always made to understand if I want to capture this quite nice and easy, I should remember them as SOHCAHTOA, okay? Or, depending on which area of the planet you come from. Some will say SOHCAHTOA, but because I'm Etswana, I'll say SOHCAHTOA. That's it. So meaning sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cos adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan opposite over adjacent. That is it. The SOHCAHTOA or the SOHCAHTOA. Pronunciation is not really a big deal, but as long as you can remember this. Someone said, silly old hens cackle and heckle till old age. Even if you come up with another way to remember this, that's still good with me. As long as you know that this means the sine of theta or of any angle is opposite over hypotenuse, then I'm good. As long as you know that this means the cosine of any angle is adjacent over hypotenuse in a right angle triangle, very important, and that the tangent of any angle is opposite over adjacent, then I'm good. Please have that in mind as we journey on. I will put up a little exercise. Maybe let me just do one example so that you can get the feel of this and what I mean about this. So I will just do this example to cheer you guys up so that you'll be not lost in the exercises that I'll be posting up. Suppose I have a right angle triangle and I am deliberately putting this on the Cartesian plane. You will understand why as we journey along, as we journey through this road of trigonometry. So there there I am, and here is my right angle, and I'm gonna put up this to indicate that it is indeed a right angle, and I am going to have my angle theta somewhere here. There's theta. Okay, maybe I should just change. Now you know that that is the y-axis, and you know that is the x-axis. Now I want you guys to now forget a little bit about being stereotyped. In Pythagoras, we know if that's y and this is x, then that is what? R. And Pythagoras tells us r squared is x squared plus y squared. Okay? One of the things you got to now start to be used to is to find one side if you are not given the other side. But I will not overwhelm you with information. I'll go through that in the next video. However, one thing that you know from grade 9 is that the sum of the angles in a triangle, let's call that point P, is 180 degrees. If we call this O, and then we call that M. Now, question is, what is the size of that angle? In other words, what is angle P equal to? Using the sum of angles in a triangle, we know that 180 minus 90 minus theta and check. That's very important. So then this is 180 minus 90. What's that? Plus theta. And then, yeah, I hope that is correct. Yeah, in any case, that should be fine. And then that is the answer that we have. We've got 90 plus theta there. That should still be okay. Actually, that's not okay at all. Yes, it's not okay. Sorry. Yeah, I thought as much. I was actually thinking through by asking myself if I've written the correct stuff there. So yeah, that should be minus theta, and this here should also be minus theta. The nice thing that I like about maths, it will always prove one irrevocable fact that we are all human, and that is why even experts tend to make mistakes in their writing. I repeat, in their writing, and that was why I remain a proud mathematician, because at least in doing this, no man will die, unlike having designed some faulty bridge which costs lives. So be patient with yourself also, as you tend to say one thing and then you write the other thing. It's just some reverse psychology there. Right. So there is my angle is 90 minus theta. So I'm giving you something that is very nice, very cool clue. If you've got a right angle triangle and you know that one angle is 90 and you know that other angle, but don't bother yourself. Just take the difference of these two. They will give you that angle there. So that's one thing that you should know. So in this triangle, I want you to try, find for me sine theta, find for me cos theta, and find for me tan theta. The next video, we are picking up from here and we continue to sail on with trigonometry. All the best for the task.